In this tutorial, I'm going to be using Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo. Mainly Photo, but initially Designer, because what I want to do is go over here to the Vector Brush tool. Now that's not in Photo, but it's in Designer, and I can move backwards and forwards between them. Now the document's 1920 by 1080, and it's for PC and Mac. So let's just quickly create a design. Now I'm using black, 16 pixels, and opacity 100, and just apply a very basic squiggle. You can do much the same in Photo if you wish, but it's just a little bit easier in Designer, which of course has got the Vector Brush tool. Why that feature isn't available, I don't know in Photo. However, you've got the pen tool, of course. But however, I'll just show you nodes. All these are exactly the same nodes as you would have in Photo. But I want to turn this into a symbol. But before I do that, I'm just going to change the colour. Don't want it to be black. I want it to just be maybe red. And also I can add, if at this point in the layers panel, you can always add, of course, layer effects. So you can go down to effects. There's just a little FX there at the bottom. Click there. It brings up panel. And you can say, oh, I want 3D. So just go and radius there, intensity. So add a nice shadow and 3D. So you can see, change the radius there. And you've got a nice 3D design there very quickly using this layer effects panel. So that's outer shadow and 3D. Basic settings, just increase the radius to about 16, that sort of thing. And 3 up here to outer shadow, just set that to whatever. You just see on the screen what you like. You just get a nice design there. Once you're happy, click close. Now what I want to do now is I want to turn this into a symbol. And the reason I want a symbol is because I can then change this design later and all things connected to it will also change. So symbols panel, and you can find that in the view menu, studio and symbols, as with like layers as well. So click create. And now you can see now you've got a symbol there. But what I want to do is edit it in Photo. So file and edit in Photo. You need, again, Photo and Designer for this. So edit in Photo, and you can see now it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. Well, I hope it is anyway. I haven't checked. I'm certain it is. If you go to layers, that's view menu, studio and layers, you can see that the symbol is, there's the curve just below. It's just been moved, but it's part of the symbol. Now you can also, of course, apply other things. You can go maybe some filter effects if you want, do those as well. Do that later. So let's just go for the symbol. Select that, and now I'm just going to duplicate it. Hold down the Alt or Option key and duplicate. So you can see now you've got another design there, and another design there. Again, all holding down the Alt or Option key, or if you prefer, layer menu and duplicate, just the same. And you can see you can create these designs and you can make this tangle all the way across the screen. Now you notice one issue with this, they're all the same colour, which is why I went for the 3D and the shadow. Doesn't seem to work well if you try and add adjustment layers. Now you could probably use groupings to try and get colour changes using adjustment layers. It's possible. Haven't done that yet in this, so that's maybe for another experiment. And you can see what you can also do if you're selecting the symbol. That's the key thing. Select the symbol, top level, select that, and you can resize it. So you can always just resize it, rotate it. Again, symbol, go and select that one, resize it, and rotate it, and so on. So you can just see, you can move it around, so you don't have to have it all identical. So if you look at it and think, oh, that looks a bit similar, well, you can always just resize. You can also shear, do that as well. Reasonable, still exactly the same, still a symbol. Keeps the transformation information there for it. And also you can, of course, duplicate that if you want, and so on. So you can build up a very complex design of these tangles all across the screen. So now once you've got that, what can you do? Well, you can modify this design. So this is live. So live, so you can actually go and edit it to a reasonable degree. Obviously the colour is a bit of an issue. So go down here to the curve. Say you decide, you know what, I want to, now if I decide, you know what, I want to resize that, I can resize that. Now what happens then, that's why I said, if you want to resize before, do it at the symbol level. If you want to resize later and you want to change them all, do it at the curve level. And you can see what happens. You can get a nice sort of weird sort of, they all will change. They will all scale at the same time. Also, if you want to rotate it, so go there and you can rotate the whole lot. So you get a nice sort of tang. I would love an animation feature. I would love a feature that you could capture these sort of moves, because I think you could create some really wonderful animation designs if you could put them to MP4 files or whatever, or move files, anything. So you can do that. You can also share it, etc. Also, of course, down here, curves, you can always go here and you can click FX again. And you can see you've got exactly the same settings as before. You think, oh, okay, well, I've got that. Well, let's just show colour overlay. And you can change your colour overlay. So there you don't have to, so you can just turn around and say, oh, I want it red, blue, and you can change that. And also what you can do, of course, you've got blending modes as well, and all those sorts of things. There's a lot to explore here. You've got blurs, glows, etc. So you can go through all those if you want to change it. But also you can apply, say, modify things, tweak things even more. Also you can add additional, select there, just go to the curve. And so what you can do then is now you can duplicate that. So let's just do that. So I hold down the Alt or Option key and duplicate that. And you can see now what I've got, but I've got a lot more designs. But that does mean you can change the colour, because that's separate from that one. It's not separate in the symbol, but within the symbol itself, they are separate. So just with that selected, just go to the FX, click there. And now you've got the colour overlay. What you can do, you can say, well, you know what? I want that to be green. So you've got the node tool. So just go to node tool. So with node tool, you can see now you've got all the nodes. So let's just change one. So one of those. So you just can change that. And you can see as you do that, they all change. Every single one of those nodes. So you can just go and make very rapidly a completely different design. And you can see by that, you can make sort of star designs. You can also add, if you wish, maybe while you've got that selected, you can always go and add another design. So maybe add sort of something else into it, like a circle shape. No, I'm just going to delete that. I don't want that. But you can do that. If you want to add additional points to it, use the pen tool. Just go over here and the pen tool and just add some additional paths. But node tool, you can change it. And you also go to the blue one as well and tweak that if you want to change that. Move things around. Now, also what you can do, just go there, and you can also, if you want to, and now as soon as you do this, it will no longer be a curve, which you may or may not want. But you can, if you want, apply effects to it. So go to this filter, go to filters, say distort and deform. Now you can see what happens then. You've got, now it's probably going to be slow. I'm not saying it's going to be super quick, but you can distort it. Distort this time, and you can see what happens. It just distorts slightly, and I'm just going to just do that. And this is using the deform panel, just using these handles, just shift them out just slightly and apply. And you can see that one issue with this does seem to be a slight issue with the effects. So let's just click on there again. Wonder why the radius has been, that must be a bug. Just weird when you run that. Well, I suppose it's still, I suppose the FX was changed and everything, so I guess it's back to as before, but it still said it was FX, so it's odd. But no big. And colour, also if you want to change the colour again, you can go, you know what, I want it to be red and green. And you can see the design. You can modify this in a number of ways, even if it does work slightly different than I thought it would. Okay, so you got that, and of course, you can close it again, and you can go and work with another symbol, but all the changes in the symbol will all be reflected throughout there. And you can create all kinds of different tangled designs using this approach. Hope you found this of interest. Thank you much.